I'm sick of sharing my hometown with these freaks. They are everywhere. Milan is the global capital of fashion, home to brands like Armani, Prada, Versace, Moschino, Valentino, and Zegna. It's also Italy's foremost financial hub and the birthplace of culinary delights such as the cotoletta alla milanese, cassola, ossobuco, and panettone. It's the city where Leonardo da Vinci chose to reside. However, it's overrun with freaks. Christmas used to be the time when I enjoyed seeing my mother happy. But since her passing in 1995, celebrating Christmas has felt meaningless. Christmas became a day for solitude, though not in a melancholic sense. A few years back, I began to celebrate Christmas again, but with those who were truly alone. Last year, I cooked lunch for the stray cats at the castle and spent the evening with the homeless. I prepared bags filled with sweets, cakes, treats, and as much cash as I could spare. Then distributed these to the homeless in my area. I realized that I was starting to enjoy Christmas again, and that caring for those who are often overlooked brought joy into my life. So I continued doing this for my own satisfaction. I've always been somewhat selfish after all. As soon as I began talking with these individuals, I became outraged. The most disheartening revelation was learning about their lack of official existence. Many of these people don't have residency, meaning they cannot access medical care or local welfare services. They are ineligible for social or disability pensions and can't even vote. I learned that obtaining a fictitious residency is possible, but out of the 12,000 homeless people in my town, approximately 4,000 don't even have this basic recognition. Another grim reality is the mortality rate among the homeless. On average, more than one person per day dies in the streets, particularly during winter. That's over 100 people annually who pass away without residency, documentation, or dignity. They die unseen, unknown, unnamed, and unloved. It's appalling to think our society could be called civilized under these circumstances. The more time I spend with these individuals, the more hopeless I feel. I firmly believe that almost all of the homeless people I've met have the potential to lead normal lives, secure employment, find love, and chase a dream or cause. When you have absolutely nothing, hope is everything, right? Yes, I'll answer that for myself. Hope should be everything. However, many of them have lost even that. They resort to alcohol, drugs, and often neglect eating. I understand that numbing their pain, depression, and despair with substances seems like the easiest path. I've tried my best to convince some of them to start a detox process. In Italy, our social system effectively supports these individuals through detox facilities. There, they receive proper nutrition, sleep in warm beds, and are cared for by professional psychologists and doctors. These programs assist them in rejoining society with new skills and experiences, improving their chances of finding employment. Yet, they are terrified at the thought of undergoing this process, knowing they'll be unable to use drugs or alcohol during detox. I recently came to the realization that giving cash to some was a mistake. The money I worked hard to earn was, in turn, spent on alcohol, heroin, and cocaine. Now that I understand their needs better, I offer them food and clothing instead of money, and I spend more time talking with them. I believe that sitting together and sharing thoughts, stories, and experiences helps reduce their sense of isolation. I hope this can somehow bolster their confidence, enabling them to one day actively work towards changing their circumstances. Lately, I've been spending time daily with Joe, a lost soul who resides near my place under some porches. Joe has also lost hope, but he values our time together, as do I. I've grown fond of Loki, his friend, who diligently protects him. Loki works tirelessly to keep Joe grounded and, at times, even alive. I believe Loki has grown fond of me too, or at least that's what I like to think. He certainly knows that I'll come by every day with tasty treats. We play together and have a great deal of fun. Perhaps one day I'll share his story. For over 2 years now, I've been actively contributing to society by assisting stray cats and the homeless every day before dinner. Yes, it's akin to taking medicine, and in a sense, it is. It improves my well-being and helps me appreciate even more what I have. I've met some remarkable people on this journey. Others, like myself, are dedicated to helping these forgotten souls of society. I feel a strong connection with these angels because of a superpower we have in common. We see them, we see the overlooked, the invisibles, and empathize deeply with their pain and struggles. Then there are the freaks. These individuals fantasize about buying Louis Vuitton bags, Rolex watches, luxury cars, and expensive jewelry. They are consumed with self-interest, chasing superficial values, and are determined to get flashy items that render them oblivious and indifferent to the suffering around them. They are everywhere, moving among us, yet they are blind to what truly matters. And I'm sick of sharing my hometown with these freaks.